I wish to start today's video by sharing a quote by Ramana Maharshi with you. He said, "You are awareness. Awareness is another name for you. Since you are awareness, there is no need to attain or cultivate it. All that you have to do is to give up being aware of other things, that is, of the not self. If one gives up being aware of them, then pure awareness alone remains. And that is the self." What he says in this quote is pretty spectacular. He says, "You are that awareness. You don't have to cultivate it, you don't have to attain it." This is so different from the way that we are used to looking at everything else, right? Everything we explore or pursue, we do so by trying to move towards it as a person. In this practice, though, we are challenged to let go of our current convictions and beliefs about ourselves and to experience ourselves at a much deeper, much subtler, much truer level. So that's what we want to do today together. I'd like to share a talk with you, which is a very, very direct way of exploring awareness, exploring being awareness experientially. So, for the duration of today's video, put all things aside and let's talk about and experience what it means to be the self we seek. Enjoy the talk. This meditation, and really all meditation, is on the self. What is self? Self is truth. Self is God. Self is source. For the sake of today, all of these mean the same thing. What is God? What is truth? What is source? Let's say, to loosely define it, it is the reality. What is real? What never changes? It is the reality which is beyond coming and going, being born and dying, appearing and disappearing. That is reality. That which never comes and goes, that which is not born and does not die. So prior to birth and death, prior to this experience, which has come and will go, so that which is prior to birth and death, prior to appearance and disappearance, it is unexperienceable, right? Because the very definition of experience is it has appeared. The very definition of experience is that it is knowable. The very definition of experience is knower and known. There's a duality, has already been born. Definition of experience is birth. Experience is what is born. So, what we are referring to as self or truth, reality, source, it is prior to experience. It is unexperienceable, unknowable. It is not something the senses can perceive. You can't hear the self. You can't taste the self. You can't see the self. It is also not something your mental faculty can grasp, somewhere it can go. You can't think about the self. You can think about it, but it will never, the concepts of your mind will never reach the self. They will never know the self. So the self, prior to birth and death, prior to appearance, is unexperienceable, unknowable. So, how do we come to realize it? How do we come to know it, experience it? Well, by the very definition, it can be experienced. Entirely beyond the capacity of knowledge, knowing. So the self, and again, very loosely, right? Don't create a mental model out of this. This is just for the sake of today's talk. Nothing that is being said is actually accurate. It is just a concept about things. We're just using it to help us with our practice in just a moment when we get started with the meditation. The first way, the self, which is unmanifested, which is beyond experience, prior to birth, its first manifestation or appearance is the I am, which is the sense of being or beingness itself, knowingness. I am is itself formless. Being is formless. Knowing is formless. So it is the greatest reflection of the self that is itself unknowable prior to all experience. The self, which is unexperienceable, appears as presence. I am. And in it, in the I am, in the formless presence of the unknowable, unexperienceable self, appears a whole world. The whole experience of the person journeying in a world appears in the I am. And in this experience of the world, the spiritual search has come about. Very unique thing. We find ourselves feeling like I am this person and I'm deeply suffering. And so now in my story, the spiritual search has come about and I'm trying to find the self. I'm trying to discover my truth, who I really am. And so in the path of our teaching, call it the direct path, call it the path of self-inquiry, the instruction is given. Turn your gaze away from the world that is appearing, the person that is appearing, what appears to be real, what you appear to be, and bring your gaze towards your very sense of being. I am. Turn your gaze towards the very fact that you know, the very fact that you are. This is the greatest reflection or appearance of the unmanifest, unknowable, unexperienceable self. What we call God or source. Truth. You can't directly experience that, but its being is what you feel as I am. Tune into that right now. Once again, don't try to interpret these concepts or create a mental model out of them. They are just used to once again guide you back to the here and now, where you can feel the presence of the very source or self or God that you are trying to understand through your mental concepts. Drop the mental concepts. All of that was just to share that that which we seek as self, God, truth, is here and now, present as presence. Tune into the very sense of being. I am. Become aware of your own being. To do so, you have to empty your attention of all thoughts of the world, of the person, of the life you think you are and the life you think you're living. That has to become utterly unimportant to you for the time being. Only when you drop that can you really tune into your very own felt sense of existence or being. I am. Or alternatively, the moment you become aware that you are, all thoughts about who you are, what you've been through, what the world is, instantly dissolve. Meditation is just this. Whenever you find yourself lost in dwelling in thoughts about the world, about the person, about the person's life, bring yourself back to the awareness of being. I am. Sacrifice your thinking in order to be aware of the presence of source. Even if a lot of thinking is arising right now, unsure of understanding this, whether this is being done correctly, doubting this practice, Can you sacrifice even that thinking and simply let it go, turning your gaze, your noticing to your sense of being? I am. What is aware of being? Here's the twist, my friend. It is not you, the person, that is aware of being. It is you, the self. It is you, source, aware that you are. In your knowing, a person appears. The person is not self. The person is not aware. You, the unknowable, unexperienceable self, are aware. You, that which is prior to birth, prior to death. You, that has never appeared, are aware. Cease imagining yourself to be the person that is appearing in your seeing. Seeing does not belong to the person. The person is an image, an experience in your seeing. Who's seeing? You, self, source. When you are aware of being, you cease being a person, which you never were. It was a false identification. You cease being a person, and you are left as the self. You are present as the source, which is prior to birth. Can you see why this is called a direct path? Can you see why there is such an emphasis on meditation? This is meditation. Meditation means be yourself. The opposite of meditation, be a person. All the mental doubting, confusion, here and now, can you stop taking that to be yourself? Can you just, in the face of confusion, just drop it and just simply turn your gaze, your noticing to your own presence? wordlessly, thoughtlessly, aware of being. This is what this path requires. This is why now many are willing to accept it. You are already here, which means this path has already been chosen for you. So, regardless of how difficult you find it, you might as well try. Instead of doubting the validity of it or wondering if you are capable of it, of practicing it, those are all thoughts which limit us. They're unnecessary. The path has already been chosen for you. It would never resonate in your experience in this potency if it hadn't, if it wasn't relevant. In the face of those doubts, can you simply let them go and turn your gaze to the very sense of being? There's no place for thought in this practice, even the most profound thoughts. There's no place, there's no room for thoughts in this practice because the moment you think you become a person, let go of thought and simply be aware of being, aware that you are, aware that you are aware. Identify yourself with absolutely nothing that you perceive, for it is all a dream in the I am, a dream in the presence of self, which you are. You are not this dream. You are not this person in this world. This person and this world is a dream, illusion, doesn't exist, only appears to. Stop giving it so much reality. Turn inward. Whose awareness is this? Whose knowingness is this? Whose beingness is this? It doesn't belong to the person. It belongs to self, source, the reality which is prior to birth, that will not die when the body dies. Know yourself as that alone. Don't identify with this temporary appearance that has come upon you. It doesn't matter how much the person appears to be what you are. Stop arguing on behalf of that illusion. Be willing to let it go. It's the only way. Let go of your buts and what ifs. They all belong to the person, not to you. This is the deepest solution to your problems. Someone says I have a mental health issue. Someone says I have a physical health issue. Someone says I don't have enough money. Someone says my relationship is not working. Someone says I'm not able to achieve my goal. These are dream problems in a dream world. Yes, they have dream solutions. But the only real solution is waking up to the fact that this is a dream. This is not reality. Let the life of the person be a journey in which dream solutions are being found towards dreams problems. But know that your only real solution and the only purpose of this existence, wake up. Of this, Ramana Maharshi gives us a great example. Let's say you were dreaming at night, and in your dream, a tiger is chasing you, and you go to someone for help to save you from the tiger, and that person simply says, wake up. But we are so caught up in the dream, the seeming reality of the tiger chasing us, and we want just some shelter, some safety. Yes, relatively, that is the solution to our very pressing problem. You find shelter. Once again, eventually, tiger will find you, start chasing you again. So the life of the person is like this, just problems seeking temporary solutions, giving rise to more problems. Let that be the journey of the person. But know that your only real solution to transcend this cycle of problem, solution, pain, pleasure, is waking up. For that, we have to turn inward. What does it mean to turn inward? Let go of all thoughts about anything, about yourself, about the world, and be aware of your own being. I am. Let go of even thoughts trying to understand this and be aware of your own being. Know that you are. Know that you know. When you know that you are, when you are aware of being, you are being the self you seek to know. You are being that which is prior to birth and death, that eternal reality which is the source of everything you perceive. That is your real identity, your only identity. So, this is why this is called the direct path. This is what is required on the direct path. Be courageous, be willing, and make it the center of your entire spiritual journey, the foundation. No other book or practice or doing is of more importance than awareness of being, which itself is not an action of the body, of the mind. It is an awakening of the self that you are, being aware that it is. Even that you need not try to conceptually understand. Let conceptual understanding follow the practice. Don't try to follow, don't try to make the practice follow concepts. Understanding need not come first. Concepts need not fully click or be understood first so that you may practice. Your practice must lead the journey to where you currently do not understand, to what you currently do not understand. Let the practice expand the boundaries of your mind. Books don't do that. Talks don't do that. Silence expands the mind's capacity to understand that which is subtle. So let the understanding come through silence, because the source that you are resting as when you do this practice, look at the word source. It is the source of all knowledge, of all wisdom. That which you had never before even read or heard, you will come to understand through the practice. That which you had previously never even thought about, you will come to know through the practice. Let the conceptual understanding follow silence. Don't try to first understand, first grasp, first mentally deduce and interpret so that you may one day sink into silence. It will never happen. Concepts are like, and thinking is like desire. It never ends. You satisfy one desire, another one arises. You think about one thing, the need to think about another thing arises. You answer one question, 5 more questions are produced from that answer. The mind and the ego, it's a self-perpetuating machine. It will never feel ready to practice this. If the practice has come into your life, it is already the greatest blessing you could ever receive in this lifetime, greater than winning a lottery of $50 million. Don't keep ignoring it, neglecting the call. Turn inward. It's time. Enough concepts. Give everything, your all. Give your all to this practice. Be disciplined with it. Sit with it daily. Do it throughout the day, as often as you remember to. Care more about the practice than you do about your doubts being addressed and satisfied, about your problems being solved, about your desires being fulfilled. All of those things ultimately have no relevance because they are all dream. They have no existence. For reality, you have to pay the price. Trade illusion for reality. And you're doing that every single time you turn inward. Mm-hmm. All right, you can relax. Thanks for watching the guidance. I really hope it resonated. If you need help with your practice, consider my resources in the description box below. Have a good one.